representative from the Ministry of National Diversity and Social Integration, Member of Parliament, Nylung Hippolyte, Your Excellency, a High Commissioner from Canada, other members of the head table, friends, guests, all protocol observed. On behalf of the U.S. Embassy, we congratulate Stephen Edwards Productions for your impressive program, Transformation Through Theater. This program helps deliver the promise of a brighter future to Trinidad and Tobago's at-risk youth. Through our support for programs like this, and through our regional efforts with the Caribbean Basin Security Initiative, the U.S. government remains a proactive partner in achieving a safer, more secure Trinidad and Tobago. Like Stephen Edwards Productions, we recognize that achieving this goal requires focusing on youth. Exposing children to the arts allows them to develop important skills like creative thinking, team building, and goal setting. As President Barack Obama once said, quote, "The future belongs to young people with an education and the imagination to create." As Americans, we are all too familiar with the struggle to protect our children from violence and steer them towards a peaceful, prosperous path. We know the devastation that gun violence can have on a community. We are familiar with the cycles of poverty, and we understand the destabilizing effects of organized crime. We also know that none of these things happen in a vacuum. Criminal activity does not stay within established borders. Violence and crime are shared problems, and they are problems that we must tackle together. The U.S. government has contributed significant resources to support citizen security and safety throughout the Caribbean region. Through the Caribbean Basin Security Initiative, or CBSI, we've partnered with all members of the Caribbean community and the Dominican Republic to jointly collaborate on regional security. We're working together to tackle three main objectives: promote social justice, increase public safety and security, and substantially reduce illicit trafficking. So far, we've committed over $200 million US to CBSI programming throughout the region. Projects like Transformation Through Theater fit squarely within our CBSI objectives. Nothing does more to promote public safety and security than ensuring that today's youth have an alternative to the lure of a violent criminal life. Focusing on at-risk youth and identifying ways to prevent their recruitment into criminal organizations is critical to promoting social justice. Exposing children to theater and art increases their cultural intelligence, heightens their individual sensitivity, and deepens their collective sense of humanity. By developing this kind of awareness, we can ensure that more of today's youth will choose ideas over guns and education over crime. As this program demonstrates, achieving security does not rely simply on arrests and interdictions. True security means that citizens have genuine opportunities for education and economic prosperity. It means that youth identify education with achieving gainful employment. It means that the benefits of a life of crime do not outweigh the benefits of completing school. The challenge is showing our youth that opportunities for success really do exist, and that crime and violence are not the only means to economic security. Through CBSI and through our support for programs like Transformations Through Theater, the U.S. government is committed to supporting Trinidad and Tobago as it pursues a safer and more secure future. Part of our work must include teaching our youth the life skills they need to succeed. The benefits of exposing youth to the arts cannot be overstated, and it is perhaps especially true of youth at risk of choosing harmful behaviors. Exposure to the arts, including theater, is associated with gains in cognitive ability, critical thinking, and verbal skills. Arts learning improves motivation, concentration, and confidence. It nurtures important values like team building, goal setting, and respecting alternative viewpoints. In other words, exposure to the arts teaches children that the skills they need to survive and prosper as adults. As we work together to fight crime, it is critical that we make these skills at least as accessible to our youth as guns, drugs, and crime. The Transformation Through Theater program is an example of the type of outreach and arts education that can change the course of a young person's life. It provides youth with an opportunity to identify a productive path in society. It teaches youth that they have genuine alternatives to harmful behavior and that violence is not the only path to financial and physical security. The U.S. government applauds these efforts, and we appreciate the opportunity to support Stephen Edwards' production as it fosters a safe and secure Trinidad and Tobago. Moving ahead, the U.S. Embassy looks forward to continued success of our CBSI partnership within the Caribbean region. This past December, Trinidad and Tobago hosted the third high-level dialogue for the Caribbean Basin Security Initiative, and the U.S. government delegation held productive talks here with our regional partners, and we are confident that we've charted a path to success. Working together, we can ensure that we are aiming our youth with education they need today so they do not turn to gun and crimes tomorrow. And I would add, as an ad lib addendum, learning through the arts doesn't necessarily mean that you grow up to be an actor. Certainly some of us ended up as diplomats or other things. So thank you very much.
Thank you. And that was the political economic chief of the U.S. Embassy, Mr. Keith Gilgest.